Sorry for the delay. So let's start now. So we're going to talk about Intro to Fusion 360. So moving on. So the first question we come up to is what is CAD? So let's put it to present view. Yeah, what is CAD? So CAD is computer aided design. It's a technology that helps people create detailed drawings and designs on a computer. It's used in fields like engineering, architecture, and product design to make the design process faster and more accurate. So we will be learning more about CAD and we use the softwares and everything about it. So where and why is CAD used? So CAD is related to modeling and modeling is used in any place a product development is an important part. So we have engineering for designing machinery, automotive parts and all. We have architecture, we have product design, construction, animation and film, fashion, healthcare. Basically any and every industry you can think of. Moving on. Examples of CAD softwares. One second. Yeah. So we have CAD software such as AutoCAD. So AutoCAD is another software by Autodesk, and it's more related to 2D and 3D drawings. We have SolidWorks, Revit, SketchUp, CATIA, and Fusion 360, which we are using now, and we are Rhino. So all these softwares, some of the other company uses each of these softwares, and they are very popular. I'd say. So moving on, what is Fusion 360 and why is it important? So it's developed by Autodesk. It's a versatile platform that integrates CAD, CAM, and CAE. So if you don't know, CAD is computer design, CAM is computer-aided modeling, and CAE is computer-aided engineering. So it's for comprehensive product design and manufacturing. Moving on, moving on. It's important because it streamlines workflows and all-in-one functionality. So CAD is another. It's sorry, not CAD. Fusion 360 is an important software. So it provides real-time cloud-based collaboration and powerful tools for 3D modeling, simulation, and CNC machining. So it's accessible from any device with internet. It's a cost-effective solution for individuals and businesses alike. So, okay. Moving on, we are going to talk about where is it used. The Fusion 360 is widely used in mechanical engineering for designing machinery and components, automotive industry for vehicle parts, aerospace sector for aircraft components, and more. Industrial design studios for prototyping, educations, and a lot of stuff. So yeah, you can see the photo here. So if you actually get proficient in this software, you can do this. Yeah, it's under hard. So what I'm going to do today is three things. A brief introduction about Fusion 360 covering it, most of its features that I'll progress, and then a small product design and model live as an example, and then a mini project for you guys to do using the tools you have learned. So let's get on with the first one. So I'll stop sharing. I'll switch to the Fusion tab now. Give me a minute. Yeah. So all right. So this is our the first interface which comes when you open the Fusion 360 application. So there's a lot of stuff here, solid surface mesh. You should not get overwhelmed with this. There are a lot of simple stuff. Yeah. So before starting, I'll just say two things. First, that it's a very complex software. Sorry, let me correct it. It's not complex. It's very rich software. There are a lot of things you can do with the software. So it's kind of impossible to cover the whole software in one class. So I'll go over the most important parts of it. And once you have learned them and you have mastered them, you can explore it further because there's no end to the applications of this product. And moving on the second thing, yeah, you guys can take notes if you want, and the recording will also be made available, so you can view that also. And yeah, so let's get started. So, okay, what is modeling? Modeling is more to do with something 3D. You can make a sketch in a 2D sheet, so you need something in 3D. 3D is called a model or something solid. So how do you make solid? You can't just make solid out of thin air, right? You need something basic to start from, and that is 2D. So one second. Yeah, so that is 2D. Huh. So how do you do in 2D? You start with creating a sketch. So you go to this option here, create sketch, and you make a sketch. Now you can choose from any of these three planes. All right. So you have planes such as planes in maths, right? I explain why planes are planes. Similarly, here we have a more convenient top front. I'm gonna start, so you can choose the planes. This is right. This you can see the square right here. It shows a kind of a collaboration. So this is right, then this will be the top plane. You can hold with the mouse and just drag it. A tip, if you're using Fusion 360, you can use a mouse because it's much more convenient. So yeah, without wasting time, I'll go with the top plane. So you click on this plane, it will take you to top plane. Now you can go here, you can just minimize this. You can go here, you can rotate the plane as well. So I'm gonna keep top so that the word top is straight. Just for clear yeah, visibility and yeah. So moving on, let's see about how do we start doing. Yeah. So we're gonna start with the first section here of create. So it's very simple. Uh, the first one is line. So before that, this is a origin. So a good practice of Fusion 360 is to start with the origin. Keep everything in reference to the origin. Because if you do that, it's easier and you don't lose track of the objects you make. Because normally you won't be just making one single thing. You'll be making a lot of things and assembling them together. So it's better to put origin as a reference for everything. Moving on, we're gonna start with a line. Okay. So this is the line we take. We put here. You can just put and drag it. You can type distance, say I want 100 line. I put 100, I put enter, and this is the line. If you want to make a series of line, I can go, I can type here 100. I can click on my mouse or my touchpad. I can click, I can put, say, 75. If I want, suppose, an angle of 45, I can just put tab 45 and I enter, and then I want to suppose, and this is a very intuitive software. So suppose it kinds of things that if you want to make a triangle, even if you hover close to this point, it will just jump to the point. And there you go, you have a triangle. So this blue color which appears inside, this happens when it is a closed object. It's a closed shape, sorry, closed shape. So this is kind of useful for it. So this is how you make a, how do you do with a line? Moving on, we have rectangles. And by the way, the shortcut for line is L. So if I just directly press L, it will jump to line and then I can just start making stuff like this. So yeah, very simple, nothing complicated here. All right. Yeah. So moving on, we're going to talk about rectangles. So what are rectangles? We have 2-point rectangles, 3-point rectangles, so on. So I'll tell you about each of them. So we have 2-point rectangles. So in 2-point rectangles, you select the first point and I select the second point, so the opposite diagonal point. And yeah, if I want to enter the dimension, say 50, tab 50, the square, yeah, or 40, something like that. It's a rectangle, that shape. And another convenient one which we use in many places is not a three-pointer, center rectangle. Center rectangle, you mark the center of it, and then you expand like this. So again, 100 by suppose 60 I want. That's a 100 by 60 rectangle. All right. So quite simple. Yeah. So it's equal. So moving on, we have 3-point rectangles as well. 3-point rectangles, one, two, and then you select the third point, and it does make it. Yeah. You don't need all of these always, but it's good to know. So circles. So there are 5 ways to make a circle. So yeah, it's a bit complicated. But by the way, there's a shortcut for 2-point rectangle is R. A lot of shortcuts, and most of them make common sense. But yeah, it's good to know them. So we have center diameter of circle. This is one of the important ones you'll use. You'll just put the center, you'll drag, you'll enter the diameter. I want 20 ka diameter circle. That's your 20 circle. And this gives a dimension. You enter, it gives dimension. You can pull the dimension out. You can hold with your mouse and move it around just for visibility. Another thing is if I were to change the dimension, I can double click on this. I can enter 50 and boom, that's more. Yeah. You don't have to memorize all this. You just keep doing and you'll learn with practice. Nothing huge in this. We have 2-point circles also. You select one point, you select the opposite point of the diameter, and you make like this. So yeah, simple. Uh, Moving on, we have arcs. So you will use arcs. So let me tell about you about 3-point arc. So this is an important one. You select one point, you select the other point, the other end of the arc, and you select the middle of the arc. So this is an important thing we can do. We can, yeah. We also have center point arcs. So like this, and then you can take the angle, how much ever you want. Quite good. Then you have polygon. So polygon is good. It's important. It's a good thing. It's very nice to make. So your circumscribed polygon is basically a shape and circle enclosed inside it. So you click on this, you can put how much you want. The radius 50, and I want it to be an octagon. So I put 8, and there's a circle inside an octagon, or 4. Oh, it's inside a square. So something like this. 2 doesn't make sense. Yeah, triangle, stuff like this. And you can also do the vice versa of this. The vice versa of this is using inscribed polygon. Inscribed polygon may you get a circle and shape inscribed inside it. So again, I can choose 50 here and go on 7, say, or 9 on the gun. Yeah, something like this. So this is quite evident. Moving on, we have ellipse. Ellipse basically can define as center again. Actually, I also told this. See, you can also just hover above it and it will show you what to do. So it creates an ellipse defined by center point, major axis, and point on the ellipse. So this is the order in which you have to do. Select the center point, select the second point to define the first axis, select the point to define the point on the axis. So this is the center point, this is the second point sequence, and this is the third point I have to select to define it. And that's your ellipse. So this is very, yeah. So you don't have to learn anything, you can just hover over it and just use it for assistance. There are a few more things such as slots, line, and all. I think you can just go through them. So yeah, moving on. Yeah, here's the interesting stuff. So when we talk about what is mirror, circular pattern, rectangular pattern, and all. So for mirror, let me show you how mirror works. I make a circle here, say 50, and I'll construct a line here. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to obtain a mirror image of this about this line. This happens because many of the objects you make in nature, even in your architecture and all, they're symmetrical. So it doesn't make sense making the same thing 4 times. If you're able to draw it once and then mirror it again and again, it's a good time saver, I would say. Yeah. So mirror is selecting the object and then selecting the mirror line, and okay, and you got the same object here. Subject is the same. This you can see a small. I can hover over this thing. The two thing. This is a mirror constraint. So that means that the position of this object depends on this object. So if I suppose change this to 80, this also changes to 80 because they are both constrained by this object. if I just measure. Now, if I don't want this to happen, I can just go click on this, I put delete. Now, if I change this to, let's say 90, this doesn't change. So that's how this works. Now, I'm going to talk about circular pattern. So for circular pattern, let's say we need this. I make a small, say something else. Okay, I'll make a rectangle here. 3-point rectangle. Yeah, that's it. So center rectangle, let's say that's 10 cross 10. Okay. Now, if I want a circular pattern, let me show you a circular pattern is. You'll understand yourself. So I have to select this object. Let's select this object first. One second. Some reason I have to select this. Okay. I'll select the center point. The center point is, suppose I select this. Now, if I want, say, 8, imagine a circle around this, and I want something in number of 5, say. If I put 5, there you go. This is a circular pattern. You can see how they form a number of circles, right? How is it all lying on a circle? If I draw a circle around these points, all these shapes will lie on the circle. So this is very important, useful. Uh, sorry. Huh. So rectangular pattern is also similar. So project. Okay. How project works? I'll come to project a bit later. Sketch dimension is it's an important thing. So suppose I make some random line. Not time. Okay. If I make this, I put D dimension. I put this, and it just tells me what is the length of it. I can figure. I can also change it. I can change it to 80. I can change it to 100 and something. So I can change it. That's the thing of this dimension. So this is one thing we are done. We are done with create one. Okay. So that's a good thing. Upload yourselves. So moving on, we are going to modify. So how does modify work? So let me start with fillet. So fillet is different. I'll tell you. So we go to center rectangle and I'll make a rectangle. So fillet is basically when you want to curve the edges. So you often you see in furnitures also in your house, not everything is so sharp and pointed and all. Because yeah, there's a chance of hurt and curve is more aesthetically appealing. So that's what fillet does. I can select this edge, I can select this edge, and I can fillet. Fillet radius is basically how much of the fillet I want. The more the radius, the more it gets curved. So if I just want a subtle fillet of 10, I can just put this and enter. I can do this multiple ones at a time also. I can put fillet, fillet, and fillet, 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 fillet. That's it. So yeah, it's good. Moving on, I put control Z, too much into Z. Yeah. So now trim. Let's see what trim works. So for trim, I'm going to make a rectangle using lines. How do you make a rectangle? One. This is not any measurement. It's just two, three, that last one or something. Yeah. So you can see this is a rectangle, but this small part of the line is coming out, and I don't like that. So what I do, I go on trim. Let's go over this, and this just nicely trim this part of the line. One. So now you have a clean rectangle. So trimming is mostly for cleaning, I would say. So yeah. Moving on, offset. How do I show you offset? So offset is submit O, input O. Input O, I can go up also. Offset is just shifting. So O, and I'll say the curve. I can shift it either side. So I can shift it to say 20 here. If I put 20 this, minus 20 is here, and so on. The same same object, whatever object I select, I can just shift it to either of the sides. That's what offset does. So after offset, we have trim extend. Okay. So I'll show you extend as well. So for extend also, we'll take an example of for trim, we took an example of a rectangle which had some extra part. For extend, we'll take an example of something which has a deficiency kind of. So this, this and this. So you can see this is not a complete rectangle. So what I'll do, I'll go and extend. I'll select this and it automatically goes and completes with this point. So extend, trim, these are all really intuitive and you'll learn to get handy with them once you keep on using them. So yeah, they are useful stuff. So moving on, um, I think you can skip break and all. So that's not a problem. Okay. Constraints. So there are constraints is when you want to fix something. So I'll show you a couple of constraints, not all constraints. So I'll show you about the first one, which is tangent constraint, one of my favorites. So this is one circle and some random line I make. It doesn't even have to touch, just forget this. So I want to make a tangent constraint. So what I do, I put this, I select this, I select this, and this just goes and becomes the tangent of the design. This the small shape you can say is the tangent constraint. Okay. Moving on, you have seen the symmetry constraint also as well. We also have the parallel constraint. I'll show you the parallel constraint as well. Uh, uh, so parallel constraint is just basically one line here. Imagine this line and this line here. If you want to break out of any commands, a line or all, just put escape and it works. So equal. So not equal. Sorry. Parallel. This, like this, and they are not parallel. Suppose I want to make them equal as well. Select this, and they're equal now. So this is now constrained by both parallel as well as equal. So constraints are important when you want to log stuff, when you want something to be something irrespective of what you change other things. That's what constraint is. Inspect, we have gone inspect is the same as dimension. So this is the sketch thing. We're done with one important part of it. So, okay. Now I'll teach you something. If you want to suppose you always wouldn't want to draw in the same plane. Now you see whatever I did in a top plane. Suppose you want to draw something in the, let's say, the right plane. You can't just go and click on the right plane and start drawing. Because see, there's no grid here, right? So what you have to do is you have to finish sketch and then you have to go to the plane. This cube you can see here. It's very important. And if you want to see those three stuff, just go here, toggle the visibility of horizon, and you can choose which of the following you want. Suppose I want to do something in the right plane, I can just select the right plane from here or here and just create sketch and do here and just keep start drawing here. So this is an important stuff. Okay, so I can draw here, finish sketch and all. So anyways, this is the first part we have done with. The second part we're going to go is now 3D stuff. So here's the fun stuff. And for 3D stuff, we need something of a diagram to see to uh, go from. So we'll just start with a simple circle, right? I made a circle, let's say 20. We don't want this, right? I'll just turn on the side. Change this is small. So give it 50. Okay, so let's finish sketch. So now we're gonna go about create in 3D now. So now you have to it's better you don't keep it in any other place, just keep it in a most it's depend whatever you want to keep. So moving on, we have extrude. So extrude is the first tool you learn, and the shortcut for extrude is E goes here. So you can pull and make it into 3D and then drag it and it becomes into 3D shapes. So this is I can go down, I can go up, and yeah. So suppose I want to extrude for 50. I'll just put 50 and put enter. Now let's say I want some more things in extrude. There are more settings extrude in the right. So let's say I want to extrude of 50, but I also want it to be symmetrical. I want it from both sides. If I put symmetric 50 up, 50 now. And taper angle is something else. So here taper angle is 0. If I put taper angle say 10, you can see it expands that time. It's taper angle is that thing. So this is what it does. Yeah, I can go up and yeah, 90 and all. So there are some things here such as operation new body and all. You'll learn about them in a second part where we will make a model for you. because it's not easy to show everything in just a simple sketch. So yeah, now I'll teach you about revolve. What revolve is. So again, we go to our top, right? Yeah, sorry. We make a sketch, again a circle. Sorry, no circle. Circle. Sorry. Actually, fine. We can make a circle. Okay. Now I'll also make a line because we need something to revolve about as well, right? And we'll finish it. Now you see, let's see, I'll click on revolve. Now I'm revolving this. This is automatic set for some reason. See, this is the profile. Now about this axis, and there you go. That's our revolution. It's a donut. Now, if I want to revolve, let's say not fully, I want only a half revolve, I can just put it to 180. Or if I want to three quarters of a revolve, I can just put it to 270, and that's how it works. Uh, since I like this donut, I put it to 360. So this is a revolve works. Very neat feature. Yeah. So finishing sketch. See what's the next one, shall we? Okay, there's another way Extrude can help you. So let me show you how Extrude works. So before I go on further, I'll tell you what is the construct thing. A small diversion, I'll tell you what construct does. So let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what construct does. So I'll especially one feature called the offset plane. It's very important. Okay. Now, uh, sorry for that interruption. Yeah. One second. Okay. So now we are in this. So I'm going to tell about the offset plane option. So offset plane is basically when you want to offset one place. So I'm going to bring back the plane in origin. So like I told you how you can use the offset feature to shift the lines. You can do the same for planes as well. I'll go for this. I'll go for offset plane. I can select this plane and I can bring up this plane down up wherever I want. So planes are important. Now, for now, we have been only running with three planes, right? The X-plane, Y-plane, Z-plane. Now you want planes where their own planes where you can define and make new sketches on. So for this offset plane feature is very useful. So if I want to offset by 40, I can put this and I have a plane right here. This is the important thing. So it comes up here. This is a plain one. You can rename here. You can just double click and you can set that offset plane, something like this. So yeah, this is one thing. For this, I don't know. I'll just backspace and delete it. So this is one thing. It's important for you to know. So now I'm going to teach you about how extrude works. And so if I want to create a sketch, now another thing I'll tell here is that you can create a sketch on 3D objects as well. So if I want to create a sketch on this surface of the cylinder, how will I do that? I'll just click go on create sketch and I'll go on select this surface. Now I'm creating a sketch on this surface of the cylinder. Let's say I want to make uh, a rectangular hole through the cylinder. How will I do that? I'll make a rectangle on this. Let's say 10 cross 20. Okay. Now what do I do? I'll finish a sketch. I'll click on extrude. I'll select this, only this part, and I'll drag it down. When I drag it down, it shows in red. This transforms to cut feature. You can see here. See, when it was up, it was joined in the right. Now when you go down, it becomes cut. That means you are going through it. So I put the cut feature, okay, and I put OK. Now you can see our nice cylinder has a hole in it. And this is a very important thing you can do. All right. So this is an important feature for extrude. Extrude can also be used for cutting. Moving on, finishing sketch. Yeah. Let's see what's the next thing we'll do. Sweep. Yeah, sweep is good. We'll talk about sweep. You don't need this for sweep right now, so I'll just select and okay. Hide the origin. So we can create a sketch in the top plane. I think this is reverse. So yeah. The sweep is when you need to uh, put or take something through a path. Okay. So what we'll do is we make a, let's say, a circle of 20. Why do I like 20 so much? 50. I finish sketch and I make a path for it. How do you make a path? Let's say this plane. Okay. And this. Okay. Let's say we want to smoothen this a bit. The path is a very sharp path. We put a fillet, a big fillet, nice fillet. Okay. Now what do I do? Just take this feature. What you have to do is you have to guide this thing along the path. Very simple. You just have to go here, click sweep, select this. I go to path, select this. Uh, 1 second. Okay, never mind that. Yeah, I'll do just this finish. So sweep, select this, and then select this as well. And there you go. You now get a like that. And now you'll get a 3D object. So you can sweep a 2D object along the path to get a 3D object. That's what this is all about, right? This is clear, I guess. Okay. So now, one second. So now I'm going to talk about loft. Loft is another important thing we use. So what loft is let's go back. Delete this. Okay. So loft is all right. So for loft, I need something. I need this 40. Finish sketch. Next, just getting extrude 50. Enter. Now I need to construct an offset plane. I'll take this, let's say, and I construct a plane, let's say 100 of. Now I'll go here, I'll create a sketch. Loft is a way to join two sketches, if I would say. I'll here, I'll join a bigger circle. Let's say 120. Finish sketch. Now what I want to do is I want to join this circle of this to this. How do we do this? We'll go with this, we'll go on loft. We select this. There you go. So it's basically a chemistry beaker or something like a funnel kind of thing. So this is how you can use loft in this. This is a guide type rail. You can select the rails also from here and you can experiment with it. So yeah, it's fun. So, okay, moving on from this. Hmm. Hmm. So we have gone over wall sweep, loft. I think we can skip rip, warp, emboss. Emboss is just we can write on it, and yeah, we can go over these ones. So I'll just cover thread and hole and all. So I'll go over hole first. Hole is H by the way. So if I want to make a hole here on this surface, I can just take this thing and I can directly jump on it. Okay. And I can make a through hole. So now the good thing about this is we can model screws from here. So if I want something like counter rows or something like tapered or drill point, all this is yeah. Let's say I want to leave it there. So you can see how there are windings inside it, right? This is for a coil. This is for a screw to come in. So this is fun part of this. So anyways, after this, the next thing we have to see is, okay, we're going to this. And these are called as primitives. So primitives are basically a couple of features by which you can directly make shapes. So you have box, cylinder, sphere, torus, coil, pipe, and all. So that shouldn't be a problem. It's fine. And we have also stuff like pattern and mirror. This is similar to what we did for the 2D ones, except now you have 3D objects and everything is in 3D. So yeah, this is something you'll get to practice. So moving on. Now we'll talk about fillet, shampoo, and a couple of more things. So, all right, let's see. Uh, fillet, right? How we want to fillet is I'm gonna create a new sketch actually. No, actually, why not? Leave it. Yeah, extrude this. So now, when I extrude this, you can see this is a very sharp. This the border is quite sharp. It sharp in the sense there's a sudden change from this to this. If I want to smoothen this transition from this surface to this surface, I'll go on fillet. I'll select the border carefully and I'll make it like this. You can make it like this. So I can make a small fillet. This is too much. Yeah, something like this. And this is called fillet. So you can do this for other subjects or other objects also. This is just to make it smoother. So moving on, this is fillet. Chamfer, it's face and feature, and you can just make it like this. Sorry, say 10, 12 like this. So it's kind of like making it a frustum kind of shape. That's what chamfer is. If I put too much chamfer, let's say 20, it becomes into a pointed shape. So yeah, moving on, shell wrap, I think these are okay right now. I need to go to that. So, okay. Now I want to talk to you about how to make something into a component. So this is very important and it's useful as well. So to make into a component, first of all, let's make the shape a little more interesting. Just okay. Uh, okay, fine. I'll leave it at this. So this suppose this is a shape. Now we want to make it into a component. How do we do it to component? So when you see this thing in left, this is very important. You can see drop down here. You can see the bodies. So when you hover over it, it becomes lighter. See, this is the body. This is the body to here. I can rename the body also. Say, it looks like a bullet for some reason. So I'm going to a bullet. So if I want to name it as bullet, I can just go over this. Rename as a bullet and yeah. So what I want to do is now, if I want to make it into a component, how do I do it? I just right click on this and I put this create component for bodies. Now this has gone here. This is the for component bullet. So you use bullet for assembly. So I'll teach assembly as well, actually. Just give me a minute for assembly. So before I teach you assembly, yeah, okay, fine. Why not actually? So let's take the radius of this one second. So here inspect is useful. You can just go over this and you can see the area. One second. All right, I'll show you how assembly works. So a quick sketch. This is 40, right? So um, we make, let's say 80, 40. Okay. Another sketch we make in some plane, doesn't really matter. Actually matter. We'll make it in top plane only. That's for convenience. Uh, uh, yeah. So what I'm doing for top plane is, let's say we make a big circle of 120. Right. And then we make something of put extrude. I'll select only the outer part. I'll put a symmetrical extrude and I'll do something. So think of this as a wheel and think of this as an axle. If I want this to go inside this, I want assembly of them. How does it happen? So I'll go on joint here, assembly joint. Sorry. So for a joint, you need two or more components. So I'll make them components. So this is component one. This is suppose the axle, and this is the V component. All right, so I have two components. So we're gonna do for joint. So go here, select this point, the rim of this, select the rim of this, and it goes inside. You can bring it up, position it as you want. Say I want 25, sorry, uh, minus 25, and this is joint. Now this is the type of joints are different. So this is a rigid joint. You see, you can go into motion. Rigid joint. Rigid joint means there's no motion inside. So if I put preview motion also, nothing happens. It's rigid. But okay, okay. So we have now revolute joints. So the wheel has to revolute, right? So we can use that. So in here the axle is revoluted. So you can change the axis. That is incredibly wrong, and this also wrong. All right, so I think you get the picture. The wheel is rotating, and this is how you can change the joints. So you can see how it's rotating, right? You can see the flag going around. That shows. You can change it to other joints as well. There are joints, cylindrical joints. I have no idea the difference, but we're going to stick with the revolute for now. So it goes on like this. So this is how joints are made. Now, how do I give colors to the joints? Just a minute. Yeah. So how do I give color to the joints? So for giving color to the joints, yeah, you need something called appearance feature, which comes here and modified. So I go on appearance, so not appearance, physical material, right? And just a minute, it takes a while to load. There's a huge library of physical materials available here. So let's say I want to make this with metal. I'll go into my metal cutting. Um, or metal, like suppose I want to make the axle with brass. So I just take brass and I'll drop it here. And I want the rim to be of aluminum anodized red. So yeah. So we can make something like this, 5 and blue or something else like this. So there's a lot of stuff we can do here. So gold. And there's a huge list you can explore them. So these are not just for colors. So Fusion has more important stuff in surface metal, sheet metal, where you can run thermal tests, elastic tests, and all. However, they are a bit, I'd say, out of syllabus for now because, yeah, they are, as a core, Fusion is a complex thing, so you need time to learn it. Anyways, moving on. So this is your assembly, the first body, and this is, yeah. So I think I've covered most of it. Okay. Mm. Ah. Another thing you cannot copy paste. So even if I put copy and paste, it doesn't work like this. That's thing. I think also you created sketches here, and then you made a extrude here, and then you made a component. And here you had the reload command. So there are a lot of stuff here which you use. This is the important part. And yeah, I think you're all ready to make the thing. So uh, there's another feature called project. I'll just go over that quickly. Like this. Project is the shortcut P. So if I put P. Project is basically when you want to project a 3D object into a 2D object, or kind of like a shadow of it, if I may say. I'll take this and I'll project this here. And you can see on this plane, the projection of this is this. I put OK, and this is the projection of this on this. So this is useful in various stuff. So yeah, now I just went through all of these things. Now another friend of mine, Praveen, he will go over how to make a object from using this. So I mean, he'll take over. So yeah.
Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Praveen. So I understand that most of it might have gone over your head. It is normal. Fusion is something that becomes familiar to you as in when you work along with it. So the more time you spend on it, the better you become. Um, so I'll share the QR to the attendance right now. Y'all can mark it, and then we'll continue making the model. I'll give you like 2 or 3 minutes. Am I audible now? Can you all raise your hands if I'm audible and my voice is clear? Okay, cool. Just a minute. Let me share the attendance QR. Okay, fine. There seems to be a permission issue. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Fine. For now, we'll start with making the model. Can you all see the screen? Mm,
Guys, I share the attendance QR in the last. We'll just fix it and you can fill it in. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So this is the model. 1 second. Okay, yeah. So this is the model that we'll be creating by ourselves today. It's a very simple model. It's a coffee mug. So yeah, we'll give it the appearance and all that. So all I need you all to do is just stay with me and ask if there's any doubts. So as soon as you open Fusion, you'll see an empty file, somewhat like, yeah, somewhat like this. So this is what you'll see every time you open Fusion. So let's start making the model for now. I've asked him to unmute all of you. So if you all have any doubts or facing any difficulties, you all can stop me in the middle. Um, and ask. So So here on the sides, you can see the different views that he might have showed you all. So here you click on the front view for now, and this something like this should show up. Zoom out a little bit, and we can create a new sketch on this plane. The create new sketch button. Just a second. Yeah, so he's given you mic access. So if you all have any doubts, stop me in the middle and ask. Okay. So yeah, here we've come to the front plane, and now we're creating a new sketch. So let's create a new. We're going to make the coffee mug. We'll make the mug separately and the cap of the mug separately. So now let's start. So here we'll start from the origin. Bear with me. I'll give you an explanation as and when I'm done with it. So don't think what I'm doing in the middle. So let me finish, and then y'all will understand what's happening. So let's make a line of 290 degrees. And then from there, let's make a line of 70 and 90 degrees. So now let's press escape to deselect. And now here, come down down to the origin. And from here, go up 10. That's just a marking line, okay? It won't show up there. It's just a marking line to show that I have marked it at 10. And another one from the origin at 15. So it should look somewhat like that. And so yeah, I hope you all can see this. So now from the 10 point should show up like a box over here. From here, you take 25 line, which should come about here. And from here, 135-degree line. So yeah, if you press tab, it should go to the degrees. There you can press 135 and it should come about there on the x-axis. And then from there, another 10 line. Yeah, it should look like this. And from here, you can join this all the way back to the 70. There. So now this is somewhat looking like the shape of our coffee mug, like half of it in 2D. So what we're trying to do here is revolve so that we get the 3D version. Revolve around the center line. So now here we'll make another one. On the 15, the 15 line which we drew, we'll make a one there. Again for 25 millimeters. Leave that there. And then now come to the top and draw another line of 10 millimeters from here. And then join these two. So it should look somewhat like this. Now you can use the trim option and you can trim out this part of the line so that the shape that we're trying to make becomes a little bit clear. So after doing this, you can click on finish sketch. I'll give you all around 2 to 3 minutes to do what I've done. I'll show you the sketch as well so you can see the dimensions. So if you all have any doubts, please ask me. And as soon as you all are done with doing what I just did, please raise your hands.
Can you just summarize these steps once again?
Yeah, okay, cool. So at the beginning, we start from here, we draw a line of 200. That's the height of our coffee mug. And then we draw one marking line here. I mean, draw a line. So marking line are the same thing. Draw a line here from 0 to 10 and from 0 to 15. So these are the first three things that we did. And from this 200 line, draw a line for 70. 70 and leave that as it is. Now come back here to the 10 line and draw a line for 25 as mentioned here. And then at the degree of 135, and at a degree of 135, draw a line from there to the x-axis. And then from here, draw a straight line of 10 along the x-axis and take this and you join it with the line that we draw on top, the 70 line. Okay. And then what we do is same thing we do with the 15 line. here from the 15 point, we draw for 25. And from the 25, we join it to the line here. This line should be 10 from the 70 line. I hope that is clear. I will give you all some time. You all figure it out. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Okay. Can you repeat what to do after drawing the 70 line?
So have you drawn the 10 and 15?
Yeah.
Okay, so after you draw the 70, okay, fine. Just draw one small line from the end of 70 for 10 millimeters here.
Okay.
And after doing that, come down here. And from the 10 marking, you draw a line for 25.
Okay.
And then you draw a line which makes 135 degrees, as that I've shown here. And it should come and join the x-axis.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Hmm. Okay. Fine, let's continue from here. So once you're done with this, does any one of you need extra time? Cool, okay. Once you're done with this, click on the finish sketch button and it should look somewhat like this. Now we'll revolve the thing so that it looks like a cup. So now let's click the revolve button. So this profile comes automatically selected. We'll select the axis to be this one. And yeah, that's how it should look. So on clicking OK, this will become a body. So yeah, this is what it should look like from the top and from the bottom. I hope this is clear. Does anyone have any doubts? Okay, cool. So let's continue. We're going to make this body a
Can you please
component.
repeat that process again?
The revolve process.
Yes, yes, yes. No, no,
Okay.
from that previous graph to this one.
Yeah, that. So here you have this diagram, right?
Yes, yes.
So after this, you click finish sketch.
Okay.
Wait, I'll do it again for you. After that, you click finish sketch. And then, yeah, then you go and you select this profile and you click revolve. The button here, you click revolve, and then the profile becomes selected. This one selected profile is this one. And now we click the axis. The axis is the y-axis, the center axis that we're going to choose. After clicking that, it will automatically give you a mug like this. Okay.
Yeah, done. Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, it should look somewhat like this from the bottom and from the top. So if you've made it this far, congratulations. So now we'll make this body into a component. So you right click this here, and then you'll get an option called create components from bodies. You click on that, and here it will show you component one. And this little anchor symbol here means that this thing is grounded to the ground, grounded to the bottom. So, and you can't move this around. So on double clicking, it'll give you a rename option. So we'll rename this as the mug. So yeah, this is one part. And now we're going to create, guys, please mute. Okay, so now we're going to create the cap. So again, we're coming to the front plane and we'll create sketch here. Here you can see this plane down here. Guys. Okay, so yeah, we're again creating a sketch. We're coming back to the front plane, and here, this you can see the square here. Click on that. So yeah, it'll take you to somewhat like this. So now we want to create a cap for this mug. So here, what we have to do is we see now if I take a line and I want to draw it from this edge, it won't give me a proper placement. So yeah, it won't give me a proper placement. So what I'll do is I'll project this body onto the plane so that we can work around that. So project, click on P for shortcut of project. And then here we select this mug and click OK. So yeah, now we got these 2 points showing that there's an object existing. So now again, we'll start from the center to make the mug. See, if there's a center point, it will show you a cross along with a triangle on top of it. So this is just a normal point, but this is the midpoint. So yeah. So from here, we take it to around 80. Take a dimension of 80 and click. And we go up for 20. 20. And we go left for 20. Again, at a one. Yeah.
Could you please repeat how you made that component part? Like, how did you get that mug one over there?
One sec. So once you have the body, right, that will show up over here between origin and sketches. You'll have a body option and you click the drop down. You'll get a body here. I mean, I'm not showing that here, but you'll get a body over here. And when you right click on that, you'll get an option saying create components from bodies.
Okay, understood.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's continue with this one. So as I said, from take the center point. From here, draw a line for 80 and then 20 upwards and 20 to the left. And then from again, after doing that, from here, take another 135-degree angle. This can be random, guys. If as long as it looks fine, it should be okay. I am taking around 12.13 centimeters. So and then come back to the midpoint here and then straight down. So it should look somewhat like this. I mean, if it doesn't look exactly like this also, it's fine because this dimension I've taken random. As long as it's 135 degrees, it's okay. So I'll give you all a couple of minutes to get to here. And then we can again do the same process and revolve and get our cap.
I'm not getting the hole in the mug.
Did you do the 15 line which I told you?
15 Colin, can you just show it again if it's possible?
One sec. Yeah,
Just
this one.
which
I drew one for 10 and then I
yes,
drew one for 15.
yes, I did both.
And then you join this. You drew a line
Oh,
for 25. And did you join
yeah,
that here?
yeah, I didn't make the 10 lines. That's why.
Oh, this one.
No, no, down.
Oh, yeah,
Below.
yeah. Make this.
Yes, yes. Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
So I'll show you all this sketch for whoever's doing this. It's okay, guys. It doesn't matter if the topics pass by also. Like him, just please ask the doubts. If you are able to make the mug, I think this should be fairly simpler than that. But still, if you all have any doubts, please don't hesitate. Just ask her.
Um, in the beginning, like after you were done with the component one, you
Hmm.
selected 2 points, right? On the two edges of, let's say, two ends of the mug. How did you do that?
Yeah. So that is project. Okay. So after you click the create new sketch in the front plane,
Hmm.
and then you click P shortcut, or if you want, you can go here, this project, this one.
Okay.
So you click that, and then you click the mug, and there'll be a dialog box here, and you click OK on that, you'll get these two projections.
Okay, understood.
Try it once and tell me if you got it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, got it. Thanks.
Cool, okay. Fine. Let's move on. Again, what we're going to do is revolve about the center line to get a mug, cap for our coffee mug. So now this profile has been selected. Axis will be again the center axis. You can select this line itself, it's okay. So once you select the center axis, you should get something like this. So we'll create a new body because we have to, I'll explain that later. We just click on the new body option. Make sure it doesn't join. Click on the new body option and give OK. So it should look somewhat like this. Did you all get it?
Could you repeat what you did?
So we have this sketch, right?
Yeah.
So once you click finish sketch, I'll just delete the revolve. 1 minute. Yeah. So once you click this finish sketch, you should get somewhat like this. And then you click revolve and this profile gets selected. It's asking you to select the axis. Once you select, once you come here, you can select this line itself as an axis. See, this is highlighting a little bit when I hover on top. So yeah, when you click on that, you should get a body like this.
Got it. Thank you.
Cool. And click on new body in the operations. Don't click join. I'll explain that to you why later. Okay, shall I move on? Cool. So as he mentioned before, you can make sketches not only on the XYZ planes, but on other planes as well. So we'll make use of that and we'll make a sipper for our coffee mug on this plane. So please select this smaller circle on the inside of the cap and then click create new sketch. So it should look somewhat like this. And then so now we'll create an ellipse for a sipper here. So yeah, an ellipse. Take it at this minus. Okay, fine. You can take it anywhere. Make it random. It's okay. Take it somewhere over here, and then take a diameter like ellipse major axis of about 15. And then when you move it around, you should get something like this. And give it a minor axis of about 7.5. So it should look somewhat like this. Okay. And then you click finish sketch. And this home option is very useful. So once you click home, it'll take you to the normal view. So if you're stuck anywhere with the views, just click home and you'll go back to the main setting. So now here we click on extrude. Extrude, and we'll extrude this small ellipse that we've made downwards. Extrude it for about a minus 70 so that it creates a hole between the cap and the mug. And the operation will be cut because we want to create a hole. So once this is done, click on OK. So it should look somewhat like this. Now we have created a hole between the cup and the mug. Are you all following?
How did you select the plane?
Just here, this. That's all. Just
That's all.
hover over it and click.
Okay.
After clicking, then you press create sketch.
Okay.
Can you please repeat the process of making that pool once again?
Okay, yeah, sure. So now, yeah, this is what you have, right? So now you click on this circle and you click a create new sketch. So it should look somewhat like this, which means we're creating a sketch on this plane. So then you zoom in and you go to the create menu and you click ellipse. So we're going to create an ellipse somewhere about here. It can be random, guys. So you choose. Take a dimension of about 15 downwards and then 7.5 on this side. So it should look somewhat like this. Are you following?
Yes, but as soon as I select the one part of the dimension, the whole option is turning off.
As in, what do you mean? I didn't get you.
Like if I type either 15 or 7.5, it doesn't stay
No,
there.
type 15 first and then click and then type 7.5. Don't type both together.
Oh, another click. Okay.
Type 15 and then click and then it'll change and then you type 7.5.
Okay, right.
So yeah, after doing this, you finish sketch and then you go
Yes,
back to
done.
home. Yeah. So then we're going to extrude this downward so that we can create a hole. So now click extrude on this menu here and then select this shape. I mean, it will be a fight between selecting that one, this one. Make sure you select the smaller ellipse here. And then you go down. You hold this arrow and you pull it down for about a minus 70. And make sure the operation here is cut so that you can see the red here. And you click OK. So it should look somewhat like this.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Now, again, we're going to make another sketch. We're going to make an upward zipper now. So on the same plane, create another sketch, the same circle that we did. Click create another sketch, and on the same ellipse, we're going to create another one. So go here, click on create ellipse, find the center. The center should be coming as a circle for y'all. So the center should be here, and then again give a dimension of 15, click, and then 7.5, click, and then you finish sketch. Cool. Now you come back to the home screen, and then we extrude again. So now we select this one again, and then we extrude 15 above. Or no, let's make it 20. Yeah, that seems fine. So extrude 20 above and click join. Don't make it new body. Click join. So the cap and the zipper are part of the same body. So that's okay. So it should look somewhat like this. Pardon me. Yeah, so guys, this is a new thing. So here we usually extrude and the body just comes up. So if we want to extrude the body with a hole inside, this option is there. It's called thin extrude. So yeah, once I click thin extrude, you all can see the gap that's formed here. So if I have normal extrude, there's no gap over there. Wait, let me zoom in. Yeah, this is normal extrude, but if I click thin extrude, there's a gap over there. So it's just so that the coffee can flow out of the mug. So click thin extrude and click join and then click OK. Again, I'll give you all a couple of minutes to reach till here. And if you have any doubts, again, please don't hesitate.
Yeah, I didn't understand that, Chip. How did you extrude at the top?
So we make another ellipse. So we made the first ellipse to extrude it and cut it downwards, right?
Yes.
So make another ellipse on top of that. That's because Fusion doesn't let us both do upwards and downwards at the same time. So yeah, you make another ellipse on top of that and then click extrude.
Okay.
So click extrude and you give a dimension of 20 millimeters.
Upwards.
Yeah, upwards.
Okay.
So and then give thin extrude, this option here, which after clicking extrude, you'll get two types. So don't give extrude, give thin extrude and just click OK. Make sure the operation is join and click OK.
Okay.
Can you repeat once more what you did after creating the hole on the disk?
Did you cut it or you want me to repeat both the ovals?
No, I've made the cut, just the thin extrude part.
Yeah, okay. So you create another ellipse on top of that.
Okay.
The same dimension ka you create another ellipse. And then what you do is you click extrude. Wait, I'll do it again. So now we have another ellipse here, right? So again, we click extrude and we select. Oh, that ellipse is gone. Wait. You created the second ellipse, right?
Yeah.
1 sec. Yeah. So then you click on, click on extrude here first, and then you click on this ellipse and you give a thin extrude. When on clicking extrude, you'll get these two options here. And then you click thin extrude and you send it upwards for a distance of 20.
Okay,
Okay.
got it. Yeah.
And then operation, make sure you give join and not new body.
Yeah, got it.
Cool. So now we'll make a component. So y'all are done, right? I'm moving on. So let's make a component out of this and we'll name it cup. Sorry, cap. Yeah. So this is our cap for the thing. So now the thing is that this is moving around and this is grounded. So we should make sure that this goes and sits on top of this perfectly. So now what we'll do is we'll go and assemble this assemble menus here and we'll click joint as he showed before. So now what we're trying to do is we're trying to make this edge sit on this edge. So yeah, it should seem somewhat like that. It should move around and go and sit on it. Wait, I'll do it again if you all didn't follow. So here, now that we have the two bodies, it should be somewhat like this. Go to the assemble menu, click on joint. So yeah, and now using the orbit option, you move around. Uh, you click on this edge, outer edge of the cap should go and sit on the outer edge of the mug. Okay, so you click on that, it should move around and should settle down. The motion, let it be rigid. Okay, so yeah, this after doing that, click on OK. Tell me if you all have some hiccups with this. Otherwise, we'll move on to the last part, giving it a physical appearance, and then we should be done.
My cap is not. My cap and mug are together. They are not moving differently.
Did you create components or are they still bodies?
I created a component, but it's not showing currently.
It's not
It
showing
just
anything
shows.
here.
No, it just shows body 4. No.
Oh yeah, it's still a body then. You have to go and you have to right click on that and you have to create a component from the body.
So I'll have to make the cap again.
No, you don't have to.
Then how can just share?
I'm not getting what you have done. Can you tell that again?
When I'm trying to move the cap, the whole cap and the mug, they are moving together. That's not separate part. They
Oh,
are not separate.
okay. So when you created the cap, one
Okay.
second. One second. Yeah, so when you created the cap, right?
Yes.
In that extrude, you might have given join instead of new body.
Yes, I have given join. Second
Yeah,
extrude.
don't give join, give new body.
Give new body. Okay.
Yeah, then it should move separately.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can you repeat the assembly part?
yeah, sure. So now this cap and mug are moving around separately. So we go to the assemble drop down menu and there's this option called joint. Okay. So we click on joint and this menu pops up here. So we should click create a snap. So this outer edge of the cap is 1 point and the outer edge of the mug is another point. So when you click on both, it should go and automatically settle down on the mug like this. And then when you click OK, it should work. Did you get it?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So I'll give you another minute, guys, to catch up. And after that, I'll show you how we add physical appearance to both the components, and then we should be done.
I tried going back to that where I accidentally joined my cup, like the mug with the cap, but
Yeah.
and in the edit feature I did new body, but still it's not showing like as a new body.
Okay. Let me see. So, like to edit feature, again, you went here and you create a new body. It's still not working, is it?
Yeah,
Which one did you do it in? Did you do it in the revolve or
yeah,
the
in the
in
revolve.
the revolve here? You gave new body, right?
Yes.
And then after doing that, did you create components? Are they two different
Uh,
components?
no, it's not showing. Like if I click on mug one, then it shows origin and bodies.
Okay. Is there a bodies option over here between origin and joints for you?
Origin.
Like,
There's no
is there a
option of
bodies?
joints over here
No,
for
leave
me.
the joints. Is
Hmm.
there an option of bodies here?
Yeah, and it shows body too, but only the zipper is there, like not the cap over there.
Oh, okay, fine. Then in the zipper, extrude is there, right?
Yeah.
There you double click and you give join instead of new body.
Okay, understood.
Hmm. That should join your zipper and the cap. And then after creating the mug one, right, is this anchor option showing up for you? The one you can see on mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, fine. Try doing that and tell me. Okay, guys, we'll move on.
When
Meanwhile,
I have one doubt.
yeah.
When I finished the cap and jointed, the mug became transparent for me. What happened?
That's okay. You click outside somewhere, it should work. Is this check if this thing is selected over here? Unsaved. Next to that, check if this is selected. This
Okay,
dot.
okay, got it, got it.
Now it works.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. So now we'll give this a physical appearance. Go to the modify menu. This modify menu under that physical material. So we click that. So now let's give a material to our mug. So under ceramic, so we'll give it a glazed porcelain thing. So we can just drag and drop. So that's a good thing about Fusion. So we drag it and we drop it here. So it should give you a porcelain colored mug. And then for our cap, let's go to plastic. So we drag it and we drop it there. So it should look somewhat like this. I mean, y'all can play around with colors and materials. There's no restriction on that. So yeah. So yeah, make sure y'all save this coffee mug. So it's my second one, so I'm saving it as V2. So yeah. So it should look somewhat like this. Well, if you are not able to follow along, that's completely fine. It's okay. You all can watch the recording and do it again yourselves. As I told you, Fusion is not something that you get in the first try. You all have to play around. You all have to work around. You have to spend time with it. I personally, I spent one entire semester working on this thing. That's when I became familiar with the software. So I wouldn't expect you all to become masters with it and at day one. So if you didn't get it, it's completely fine. Just watch the recording again, and you all should be able to do this. So if any of you have doubts, I leave the stage open for a couple of minutes, and then we'll move on to attendance.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm making the shipper part again. So
Okay.
the downward part. So should I join new body or should I join? Or
Zipper, you join. Downward
cut,
part, you cut. Upward part, you join.
upper part and distance should be the size of the cap.
Distance can be 20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm completed with the work and I marked the attendance when the QR code was displayed. So I can leave?
Yeah, sure. We're done with the session. If you don't
Okay,
have doubts, you
thank
can
you.
leave.
Thank you.
Guys, we'll share the attendance QR now. So once you all mark the attendance, we are done with the session. And if you all don't have doubts, you can leave.
If we've already marked with the previous QR code, should we do it now again?
No, it's fine. If you have marked with the previous QR and you're done with the model, you can leave, guys.
They're the same QR, guys. You can mark with any of them. One second. If you have any doubts, just unmute and start out. Okay. Or you can have a discussion among yourselves.
We should join the upper side, right? For shipper.
Yes.
Okay.
Guys, I can see 4 hands raised. Do you all have doubts or are they raised over there by mistake?
Hello, Praveen. I have a question. How do we make
Yeah.
a design that is symmetrical on all ends? Suppose a gear or probably the cap that you made, the mug that you made, it's capped
Yeah.
with a particular design on all ends. Can you give an example of how do we make a symmetrical design on all ends, whether it be horizontal or in the vertical pattern?
Can you see that once again? I didn't quite catch you. Symmetrical on all ends, as in what do you mean?
Something like a gear. And gear is an example that is symmetrical on all ends. That its shape that is diverging on all
Yeah.
ends. Or probably like a flower pattern that's symmetrical on all ends. Something like
Yeah.
that, bringing the design into it.
Understood. So there's in the 1 second, I'll show you. So in the create option, there is a pattern method over there. Okay. So there are 4 types of patterns. So there's rectangular pattern, circular pattern, pattern on path, and geometrical pattern. So depending on the type of pattern that you want to make, you can make it.
So if we want to make a custom design, custom style based into it will be possible via the geometrical pattern, I assume.
Yes, true.
Okay.
I think if Fusion
And
also gives you the option to import patterns. So I think if you have an external pattern that you want to import into Fusion, I think that is also possible.
okay, got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool. Guys, we'll be around here for another 5 to 7 minutes. If you all have doubts, you can ask, or else we'll end the session after that, and you can DM us if you have any doubts. We'll send you the assignment by very soon, like right after the session. So it's not hard. Should be doable within 15 or 20 minutes. So yeah, give it a shot.
How to assemble the part? Now I have reached it.
Okay, so on the top there's an assemble menu, right? Next to the modify one.
Yes.
Go click on that. Click on the
Mhm.
drop down. There's a joint option.
Yes.
Click on that,
Okay.
and then click on the outer bottom joint of the cap.
Outer bottom joint of the
Yeah,
cap.
outer bottom edge. Sorry.
Edge. Okay.
Yeah,
Assemble joint outer
yeah.
bot the orbit is on. How to turn off the
Escape,
orbit?
escape, escape, escape,
Escape.
escape.
Okay. Outer joint or inner joint?
Outer edge of the cap.
Outer edge of the cap.
Yes,
Okay.
and the outer edge of the mug.
Outer edge of the mug.
Yeah.
Okay. And just
Click
and
OK.
click OK.
Yeah.
Done.
It went and sat on the mug, right?
Yes, it's shut. It's logged.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
showing. Yes, yes.
Yeah. That's it. And
And
now you can give under the modify menu, you'll have physical material.
physical material.
Yeah. And when you click that, you'll get a lot of options.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you can give
ceramic.
anything. Yeah.
Okay.
I've given porcelain glazed under the ceramic for the mug. And under plastic, I've given black for the cap.
Plastic, black.
Yeah. It's drag and drop. So you can just drag it and drop it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Can
Cool.
we leave?
Yeah. If you're given attendance, yes, you can leave.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
Has everyone filled the QR? Is anyone left? If anyone left, they can raise their hands. Also, guys, for your assignment this week, yeah, the task is given is to make a pencil right now from Fusion and take a screenshot and attach it. So you can make as fancy a pencil as you can. You can experiment with colors, shapes, tools, anything. Everything works. And I'll also put this in the Teams and the WhatsApp group as well for people who already left. And yeah, deadline will be again tomorrow night. The time I'll let you guys know. And yeah, if you have any other queries, go on. And we'll end the meet in like 5 minutes or so. And I'll show the QR. If anyone is still left, please fill out. Guys, we'll be closing the form in the next 5 minutes or so. So yeah, please fill off if you don't. You need the 70% attendance, right?